Starting in 1 second. Looks like I have the right microphone going. Okay, almost ready. All right. So I'm just gonna finish up tracking this shot so that I can maybe solve it tomorrow. We'll see. And this will be pretty laid back. As I am very tired. Flickering lights. Such a pain. Shifting trackers around, and there's not much you can do about it. But I should stop nudging. Always make sure that you back up a few frames. More than just one. A lot of people double check one frame back. But you should be going back a few frames just so you can kind of get a vibe of the path that the tracker is taking. And if anybody is watching this recording back as well, I do want to mention that this is the last stream on this main channel. It's all going to be happening on the second channel, which I should toss a link in. Milo, good to see you too, or good to see you type. Gotta get the points done on this shot. And also, get a link in there. Okay, get this, paste, there we go. For anybody who sees that, I guess I'll have to post that later, depending on if chat history appears for people. Okay, let's get going. Question, I just hopped in. You're tracking a lens flare. I'm not tracking a lens flare, I'm tracking the very blurry tree bark. You'll see it in just a second. Yeah, very desperately trying to get at least 1 or 2 points on this tree in the foreground of the shot. This shot belongs to Walnut Brain on the Discord. There we go. So that's what this looks like. Alright, I can see now. Awesome. Awesome, Milo. Is it Milo or Milo? Or is it neither? Is the LL make something like Mio or something? Mayo. Mio, Mayo, Mayu. Milo, Milo. Alright, get this going in the other direction. Thankfully, it's at least doing a little bit of a track going this way. The second one. Oh, what was the second one? I think I said... Was it Milo? Mellow. M-E-L-O? Is that supposed to be well, that's, I guess that's not pronounced mellow. That's... Okay, Milo? Like... Me dash low? Oh, nice. You watch me forget that. I will forget that pretty shortly. I'm so terrible with names. I feel so bad. Some people continue to have a conversation with me. Oh, Dimitri. Hello from Russia. Thanks for your tutorials. I'm glad these are helping. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of like varied tutorials on SYNTHEYES, and I don't like somebody might make a course or a video and it just covers this 1 or 2 shots, but there's so much different variance in all these shots. Shots typically do not solve the same. It's kind of hard to build up that creativity when you see it done one way. Jamal. Hi Calvin. Wow, I've been just watching before 1 hour your stream about zoom solving. Nice. I hope that helped. I think you brought up the zoom shot, unless I'm thinking of somebody else. Somebody was doing a zoom shot. I don't know who that was. Oh, I gotta track this tree going down. Oh, this is where this pan... Oh, that's right. I was gonna track this pan, this wet pan part. I don't want to do this part. Okay, we're doing it. I'm gonna try and see if I can get this stuff to solve within a decent time on stream, but that will not be in this stream. That will likely be tomorrow. Man, I got a couple of cool shots coming up for the stream here, I think. Did some bow and arrows for The Walking Dead, and I want to do a tutorial on how to go and actually put an arrow into a bow. Do it with GOH track. You only need 2 points, 2 trackers, no object solve. You don't even need a camera solve, honestly. Depends on the shot. But yeah, bow and arrow is one that something I'm really excited to do. There's just a slight thing that I have to make sure that I have nailed down before I go and do it. Because I don't want, again, like I said, some tutorials, they show you one way to do it, and then they don't elaborate on some other problems that you might have. So I want to try and do a bow and arrow on a shot where the camera orbits around the archer, and they go and they raise up the bow, draw it back, pew, but the camera's going to orbit around as it happens. And I'm not very good at using GOH with orbiting things, so I'm going to give it a try, see how it goes. Jamal, it is me you sent the zoom shot, really appreciate it. I've been experimenting with it since in Synth, PF Track, and 3D. All 3 of them? Oh man, you're going to surpass me pretty fast. I only know one of those. 3DE I can kind of do some stuff now, but not comfortably. But no, that's good that you're that's good that you're doing some cross work on all that software. A lot of people don't get that Well, I shouldn't say a lot of people. That's a big assumption on my part. But there are certainly a good number of people who don't understand that when you learn how a camera calculates a solve, that kind of bleeds over into other software. You know how 2D tracker works? Okay, well, it's the same thing elsewhere, just different buttons. So it's nice that you are jumping across those software, keeping them fresh in your mind, make you very valuable at studios. I don't know any of them. I have your back. Clueless unite. Oh, this is going to be irritating. I'm not looking forward to this whole part. Okay, that's not bad. Actually, that's not that bad. Cool. Solve. What does it do? Hey! That doesn't look too stupid. Nice. Okay, let's go and BS some trackers into these areas and start to get some trackers down here into some important areas where I will be stitching my solve. Ooh, that's rough. I think if you shrink down this target box by quite a bit, it changes the speed that this here. Yeah, this is weird. If my target box is large, like overly large, and you drag this around, your tracker moves very sensitively if you drag with your target view over here. But if you shrink it right down, now you have a very fine control over the tracker. So it's easier for you to frame by frame place. I have a method with my mouse. I have a gaming mouse, and there's a button right here for my thumb, and when I hit it, it slows my cursor. So when you're trying to move your trackers around your screen, you can actually hit that button with your thumb, and now you've got a finer, slowed down control of your trackers. I need to get one of these. I need to get one of my gaming mice at work. But if you don't have that, shrink your target box down to a little dot. Then now it's very fine control. Because like the most irritating thing is when you gotta reach for these little lines and grab them and then move your tracker around. So that's why I like grabbing the target box. It's a big open space that you can grab. You! Hello! Good to see you here. But anyway, yeah, the small target box, that's a very handy thing to do. If you don't have a mouse where you can control the sensitivity, that is a very quick way to go and adjust it. The light flare. It's a good thing I'm not going to do too many points here. I'm going to try and offset this point over to the other side. So I'm trying to take extra care that this one point is not bumpy. Because if you offset from a point that's bumpy, now you have two trackers doing the same exact bump. And that's double the influence in that area. That area will slide around because there's two trackers with the exact same movement. It's also better, like if you have a couple jittery trackers, they'll average each other out. If you have a bunch of jittery trackers, they'll average each other out. But if you have one tracker in one area and it's bumping around, there's nothing else to average it. So that one bumpy tracker is gonna pull all the influence in a very funny way in your shot. Milo. I always use a wagon. Compositing Yano? Is it bad for SYNTHEYES? Wait, what? What is that? I always use a wagon? Oh, Wacom. Or Wacom. I think they pronounce it Wacom at at the company. Wacom. I always use okay. I always use a Wacom. Is it bad for SYNTHEYES? I don't think it's good for SYNTHEYES. I like using tablets. I have a Wacom Cintiq 16 right here. Typically, I use it for Maya. It's great for Maya. Blender, it's pretty good for Blender. Houdini and stuff. Like, the tablets are pretty good for this stuff. Tracking, SYNTHEYES. I don't think SYNTHEYES is very good for a tablet. You don't get any radial menus. If you want to drag a tracker around, you have to select the line perfectly. Otherwise, that's why I go up to the target box with a mouse, because it's fine control. But if you're with a pen, you have to reach up to the top left of your screen to get to this target box. And so that's the biggest part of the job in tracking, is you've got to move that tracker and fix that tracker. So I don't think using a tablet with SYNTHEYES is very friendly. Oops, I was using Maya keys. Is there really like 2 people here? Because it seems like there's more people, but my chat's only telling me that there's 2 people viewing this. Yeah, I'm having issues with the tablet. Yeah, it's pretty annoying with SYNTHEYES. I've tried it. I've tried it so many times. Jamal, thumbs up. I'll take a thumbs up. I need that encouragement. Tracking's hard, at least when the footage is dark and grainy. I should have ran this through I should have ran this plate through Neat Video. Neat Video does a great job for track. Neat Video, I've seen some other denoisers and how they denoise. Neat Video, and I know a lot of artists know this for keying as well. Neat Video is fairly non-destructive. It does a great job at preserving the details, which is good because other denoisers will bubble the features around in your shot. Neat Video doesn't really do that so much, so you can kind of you're pretty safe to say like, oh, tracking this thing isn't gonna move around. It still happens. Danasa, hello Danasa. Danasa, I saw your tutorial. Or no, I didn't see your tutorial yet. I plan to check it out here shortly. For anybody who doesn't know, in the chat there, Danasa is a friend of mine. He does he's doing some cool VFX stuff. Look at this guy. And he made a tutorial on After Effects recently that I gotta watch. Oh, there it is. On ground cracks. Oh, I'm sorry, Danasa. I didn't mean to embarrass you. Neat Video's the best. I use it all the time. Yeah, Neat Video's pretty fantastic, man. I don't know how I would get through half the shots I do without Neat Video. If I can, I typically go and denoise everything. It's okay. Good, Danasa. Ah. No. Oh! SYNTHEYES. I cannot remember for the life of me how to tell branching to just stay on. I do too. I didn't know. You do too? I don't remember what that... I don't know what that's referring to. What do you do to stay on branching? I know there's a setting in preferences. I just can't remember where it is. I saw it once upon a time and I couldn't find it again. Okay. My restream chat the viewer count is lying to me because there's more than 2 people here. It's telling me there's 2 people. Oh, I should offset track this one. This is a prime offset tracking thing. So I'm gonna come over offset, hold shift. Let's try right here. Keep the crosshair down there, or reticle as Matt Merck realized in his video. I like that bit there. His little text correction. Milo, what the hell is branching? Branching's kind of cool. I'll try to show you what branching is here in a second. Yeah, I'll show you in a second. Oh crap. I can't lock. Oh no. It forces me to lock onto the reticle here. Okay, so I'm not going to stabilize on the track then. That's not good. Oh, I gotta stabilize. I can't do that. I should have started offset tracking this one before. I don't know why I didn't. Jamal watching Danasa tutorials. Nice. You're welcome, Danasa. Yeah, Danasa's really cool. He went to the same school that I did, and I was actually a teacher's assistant for one of his classes. That then eventually started rooming with me. So we would always mess around with some VFX stuff. But Danasa does some awesome work. Hope you like Jamal. Yeah. Okay, this tracker's done. Yeah, I should have started offset tracking that one way sooner. So other direction. This part I'm not going to offset because we're doing a little whip pad, but I am going to shrink down the target box so that when I drag the viewfinder up here, I get finer control. Careful of that motion blur. You will get tricked by motion blur at some point. Alright. What's this corner down here? Let's use some offset tracking to get this point. Eek. No, actually. You know what? I'm gonna go steal a track like this. What's it doing? Yeah, I'm gonna go and steal this track. And I'm gonna clone it. Hit new. Yes. I'm gonna go offset. Edit. And I'm gonna drag the reticle down. And now I'm gonna move the reticle itself. Very nice. Didn't know. Thanks for tutorials, Danas. Nice. Oh, thank you, Cal. Calvin is also amazing, you guys, in case you didn't know they hit. Ami. Oh, crap. No, I moved the tracker. Offset tracking is so great. Danasa, you watching The Mandalorian? I got a spoiler for the last episode. I'm bummed out, but I know who's in it. I'm so excited. Obviously, don't say anything in the chat about it, but just curious if you're watching the show. Okay, this tracker's gonna die here any second. Where did the crosshairs go? If I make crosshairs, shift plus. Oh, I don't get crosshairs for an offset point. That's stupid. Dude, I'm always watching day one. Oh man, I have to catch up on that. I'm a couple episodes behind. Okay, now I'm gonna turn off offset and edit, and oh, shut it down. And I gotta go shut down this side. Oh, well, maybe not. Now we're gonna bring this back. I'm gonna offset this side of it now. So on, edit. Oh, is this gonna work? I think I screwed myself over. Yeah, I messed it up. I'm just gonna make a new tracker there and merge it in. Wait, what? So wait, can I just correct this on one frame then? Okay, that didn't act how I thought it was gonna act, but hey, it worked. Okay, edit. And that was the point, right? Yes, it was. No, it wasn't. Right here. Okay, this one's bouncing around, so I'm gonna come back. And because I have edit on, I can go frame by frame, and I can nudge the offset. You're doing 2D track? Yes, I am. Right now, I'm offset tracking because I'm lazy. Also, it appears that the tracker that I am offsetting from has a lot of bounce in it. Either that or the camera has a lot of roll. I'm gonna restart my chat just for a second, so if I miss something, I'm sorry. 1 sec, close. I just don't know if I'm gonna get chat history back when I reopen it. It's just weird that it's not showing me data. Restream chat. Got it. Oh, it's updated. Cool. Now I see numbers. Nice. Man, I got a cool trick here that would have been awesome, but I need more trackers. Got a little trick here that I've never seen anybody do before. We'll see if I can use it. Oh, that tracker's gonna go away. I'm not gonna worry about trying to make this tracker survive. I'm gonna go in the frame that it died on, make a new tracker, and now I'm gonna animate this. Oh, turn off E. And I'm also going to turn off crosshair that I had on, shift plus. I'm going to merge these two trackers. I'm going to merge this with that tracker that just left, that I was building off of. Okay, I take this and this point, shift 7. Now it is 1. Okay, my arm's itchy. Is my sound loud enough? Testing. I'm gonna turn it up a bit. How's this sound? I hope it's not too bad. Just turned it up a little bit. Why did I drink water like that? That was dumb. No problem. Wait, no. Wait, what? I lost you when merging those trackers. I'll show you what I did. Whoa, what? That napkin. I don't know why it had a weird... that weird napkin smell, and it just... I did not like. Okay, that trick that I did, merging trackers. So I did that because I didn't want to clean up the other tracker and extend it, so I just made a new tracker and kept going, and then I merged them. But the merge, how it works is... And this is what I did. So I have a point. Maybe for some reason I don't want to continue this one and I shut it off. So it dies here. So I'm going to go and make a new tracker right on top of it, holding C. You know, just make a new tracker. Match its position. And then I keep going. So there's a few reasons why I might do that. But they're very, very specific reasons. So now there's two trackers. One here, and then it dies, and another one takes its place. So now I'll shift select both of them. Shift 7. Now they are one. I might actually just track this point now. Hopefully that cleared it up. As a match move artist, sorry, what? You must have accidentally sent that, Jamal. I'm assuming there's more to it. Milo, nice. That is some extreme blur. My goodness. Now I gotta extend it this way. Didn't plan on this being a tracker, but I might as well just keep it. Jamal, as a match move artist, are you doing the stereo work? Yes. It depends on what you mean by stereo work. Well, I guess there's only one thing you could mean by stereo work. But in case you're thinking that we put the depth into a scene, like as a match mover, I wouldn't really do that. If we're tracking stereo, which shooting true stereo is not very common. Typically, you're doing post conversion at like Stereo D or something, whatever that studio is called. They roto everything, mask everything, and do a whole bunch of tricks, whatever tricks they can in the book. They'll track and match move stuff, and they'll build out geo to make depth stuff, and I've heard of all kinds of different things. They might take our tracks and they'll have modelers go build out the scene, and then they'll project and do some weird stuff. For me, if it was a true stereo movie, like let's say The Hobbit, I can't remember other true stereo movies off the top of my head. A lot of them are all post. Marvel has really bad conversions. They're all done pretty quickly. Their 3D conversions usually look pretty funny. If you look in puddles or in glass, you get some weird stuff going on. But for me, anyway, if it was a true stereo movie, 2 cameras, yeah, we would go shot, add shot. I'm not gonna load that up, but anyway, we would go shot, add shot, and you can tell SYNTHEYES left or right eye. So then you if you go over to your camera, you'd have camera 1, camera 2, and you can load them up side by side. So once you've tracked a point here, you would go see, create the same tracker on the other view. And then you can solve those 2 cameras, tell those cameras what distance they are from one another. You're in control of how much depth is going to be in that scene. Because you can't really cheat that. I don't know if that answered your question. That was kind of all over the place. I hope that helped. And we're not doing much. We're just tracking 2 cameras and making sure that those cameras stay synced and that they are reasonable. And we can watch them back in 3D. for me, when I worked on X-Men Apocalypse, and that movie was actually true. That movie was true stereo. I did the sequence with Wolverine, Wolverine's cameo, and me and another guy were tracking Wolverine's claws throughout this hallway fight or whatever. And through the whole sequence, those claws had to move around in 3D space. So we had those two cameras, and the object, it was pretty cool because they would solve at an accurate depth because your two cameras gave SYNTHEYES depth perception. So there wasn't really any scaling weirdness. But what was kind of funny is that when we rendered those for like dailies and stuff, I took those plates, I brought them in the nuke and I put them side by side, and I backed away from my monitor just so I can kind of cross my eyes a bit, and I did like the free fuse technique so that I can see the shot in 3D and see if my claws were doing anything weird. It was weird, man. Because we didn't really have 3D monitors or anything. So we just kind of had to hope it looked good, and I tried my best just to look at things from in Nuke. Yeah, I hope that helped. I really do. That was a weird answer. More and more people are finding out how unknowledgeable I am on things, on other things outside of tracking. Even tracking, like I'm still learning. I'm still learning tracking here and there. There's always something. Shocked face. Okay, I want to do a solve. I want to see. I extended this point. I just want to see these points move. Look at that movement as these things had to correct themselves. Actually, that didn't correct itself a whole lot. What the hell? That's interesting. That is not normal. Interesting. Let's get a point over here. I want to try and get some more points in this area. See if I can help structure the solve out a little bit and get that far point to work. You'll find that you can put trackers in other parts of your shot and it will correct the other points elsewhere. The convergence technique is a painful to the eyes. I did it before. You actually had to do that? You actually... Oh, sorry. I just got what you meant. The eyes thing. Yeah, it's. I got headaches. Because it wasn't like I looked at it once. I kept my eyes crossed and I just watched it for a little bit just to make sure things weren't weird. I don't think anybody else did that. I don't think the other guy did that even. I think he just tracked it, saw that things felt reasonable in space and that they were sticking in both cameras, and I think he just went with it. I don't know. I kind of wanted to see it. I corrected a few points. I'm gonna track this twig. That's a pretty sick lens flare. This lens flare, man, wait, I wonder... I'm gonna restore this footage to what it was. This is a pretty nice shot. The lens flare is so, like, it's clean. Let me just get rid of that. Oh, that's the cache now. I'm gonna track for a little bit with this plate as it was now, because I don't want to recache it. Go! You know what, I'm going to track a point at the... I'm going to actually track a couple points here at the beginning. Get this beginning out of the way. I can't move. Oh, there we go. Oh no, my search area is too big. This is a very high-res plate. I am gonna go and down-res it by half because my tracker was going very slow. Oh. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna try stabilize this plate in a second. I just want to see what it looks like with these trackers. SYNTHEYES does a pretty neat job at stabilizing. I don't stabilize in SYNTHEYES. I actually take the camera and the plate and the track. I take that stuff in the Nuke and I smooth out the camera and have it project onto geometry, and that's how I stabilize my stuff. I don't like using stabilizer nodes and all that stuff. I like to actually animate, and I like to hand animate a camera myself. Oh. Wait, could I not track it this way? Oh, no, I can't. Nah, you know what? I'm gonna make this last at the beginning for a couple frames. That's probably fine. Alright, other direction. Definitely gonna get some points in that tree. Careful here, don't track the corner because that is motion blur. Find the dark faded edge right there, right here, track in the middle of the blur. I'm gonna shrink this target box so that my target view is easier to move. Why aren't you tracking the edge of the window? The edge of the window? The point, I mean. The point of the motion blur? If you're talking about why am I not tracking this here? It's because when you can see the motion blur, right? Stretching it out. So that point, that's not the real corner of the window. You could see there's a little, it's hard, maybe it's hard to see over the stream, but there's a faded line right around here. And then you could see the bright edge right here. So the motion blur, because of the blur, the center of the corner is somewhere right here. And you always want to track the center of the blur. Never track the corners or edges. Don't do it. It will do funny things to yourself because it's hard for people to be consistent about which side of the motion blur they're tracking. Like SYNTHEYES or Nuke and other software, they have this feature where you can make the shutter start at the beginning or end rather than centered. I don't know why they allow that. But if I tracked a shot and I always knew which way things were moving forward or which way the camera was whipping, I could try to track some of these corners. But you would have to make sure that you track the correct side of the motion blur for every point, dependent on the direction that the camera is going, and if there's any objects that are moving quickly in front of the camera because their motion blur is different than the other motion blur. The safest thing for you to do is to track the center of anything that's blurring. You don't have to, then you don't have to worry about, oh, which one's forward blur or backwards blur. That's a hard one to explain. I hope that one worked. And I hope that's also what you were talking about by edge of the window. Now leave me alone. I'm sorry. That was a bit uncalled for. Yes, that's what I meant. Nice. You have been learned, son. Yes. Oh man, what a rough shot to commit to. Like, this is something that we'd obviously do. Oh, the light comes back. Okay, hold on, I gotta double check. So the light right on the corner there at the end of the shot. See, that point is right here. So this is a good spot, the NASA, right? Like this tracker, that's the center of the blur. But if you went and tracked the corner, look at how far off from that point you are. That's like a half a foot or something in the real world scale, right? So you gotta find the center. Jamal, sometime with the blur is impossible to predict. Am I wrong? Sometimes it depends on what's blurring. These windows are kind of easy to see in the blur because the bright lights always overpower the dark parts of the footage. So if you have lights, it's kind of easier for you to see. If you were tracking, like let's say a forest and you had a bunch of leaves in a tree and then the camera is moving really fast, there's just no way that you could tell what leaf is what. Some shots, yeah, I would say it doesn't happen very often, but there is some shots where it's just impossible to track the blur. It's so messy and noisy. And then you might do a very rough hand animation in Maya. Cal, you're Canadian. You should be using metric system, not Hey, it's easy. That one's easy. I can't remember. Wait, I can't remember what a foot is now. What's a foot in centimeters? Can't remember what it is. I'm 200 centimeters tall.
48 centimeters.
Okay, what? Okay, that's easy. I'm 200 centimeters tall. 6 foot. 6'7"? I think I'm 6'7". Wait, hold on. What is 6'7" to centimeters?
That would be 182.88 centimeters.
Whoa! I've told a lot of people a very wrong number. I've been telling some people that I'm almost a foot taller. 192. Mine came out different. Danasa, I don't need to be doing math here now, okay? I don't need this. Wait, oh, wait. Oh, I hit 0.8 on my tracker. I hit W, and it turned, and now I have a solve point for it. It's because I was distracted by math. I think I misheard Siri. Oh, Siri said like 182. And 182, if that's like 20, wait, that's just under 20 centimeters. I basically have been telling people I'm two-thirds of a foot taller than I am. I should not have been doing that. I've been doing that for probably a good year. So that's embarrassing. Come look at my friend. He's 200 centimeters. No. I lied. He's so tall. He must play basketball. I can't play basketball. I'm only 182 centimeters tall. That was the worst. So many questions growing up was about, oh, you must play basketball. I don't play basketball. I'm not aggressive enough. Oh, gotta kill that tracker. Okay. Oh, for anybody who cares, I got one of the first streams, likely the second stream. It was going to be the first, but I think it's going to be the second stream. I'm going to do a Rotomation hand. For anybody who hasn't seen it, hold on, let me load up LinkedIn, because Track VFX posted one of my shots. Hey, that's a Rotomation, and if you don't know what Rotomation is, last stream, oh, Desmond, yes, hi Desmond. This stream is going to be the last stream on this channel. There is a separate channel that I'll be streaming on. This is the Track VFX live channel that I've just put up. It's not the last stream, it's just the last one on this channel. The main channel here is getting kind of cluttered. I want to start making a lot more normal tutorials, like clean tutorials, and keep that channel organized. So I'm going to slowly change everything over to this new channel that I just posted. Yeah, man, I lost my train of thought. I'm still streaming, but I'm likely going to start streaming more like I used to. I used to stream kind of frequently. But not all the streams were on YouTube, so a lot of them have faded away in Twitch because Twitch will get rid of them. Yeah. Anyway, it's all going to be on that channel that I just posted. Anyway, this hand. If you do not know what a Rotomation is, that is where you take a rig, you model out whatever you need, rig it, and then you roughly animate it in place by hand. In this case, I actually tracked the palm. I tracked the palm, that's it. And then I positioned my rig into that, parented it to the track, and then all I had to do was animate the fingers. And then once I animated the fingers, I started to manually sculpt the hand per frame to really tighten things up. I'm going to be doing something like this. I'm going to do a hand shot. It's not going to be a long shot because that is a lot of work. Per vertex? Yeah, it's going to be kind of per vertex. I'm going to load up Maya real quick and just show kind of the concept of what it is. By the way, does anybody here use Blender? I got a question for a good Blender user. I want to figure out how to do something in Blender that I do in Maya all the time. It's a deforming thing. I tried to ask on like Blender Facebook groups and nobody answered me. I tried to do this in Blender. I tried to find multiple things and nobody was able to help me out with it. One sec. Let's. My Maya acts weird. Hey, I didn't spill water everywhere this time. Nice. It's a good night. Okay, so I'm just gonna show this real quick and I'll get back to tracking. Jamal, Rotomation, really cool stuff. The only one who give good tutorial about Rotomation is YouTube and VFX. Yes, VFX Tutor is great. That is a great tutorial. So anyway, here is essentially what it will look like. So if I make a... Actually, let me make a real quick hand. Bam. Do. And come across. Bring it out. Actually, let's go connect. Oops, not the tool I wanted. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Oops. Oh boy. I never used the connect tool. Yo, what's cracking? Aaron, hello. I'm just showing a quick thing. I'm gonna be doing this. I'm gonna be doing this on stream sometime within the next week or two. It's not... We'll see if it gets up to this detail. But, yeah, I'm gonna show basic how to do a hand. Like this. And right now, I don't know why I'm doing this right now, but I'm just gonna quickly show, kind of the concept of how I do it in Maya. Hell yeah, Keen? You talking Keen tools? Because I'm just showing quickly my process in Maya. So let's pretend this is a hand. I could have spent a lot more time on a hand. What a stupid looking hand. Oh man. God, this is bad. This is stupid. What an ugly hand, man. What a massive pinky. Oh my goodness. Don't hire me to model. I see messages. Sorry, let me see this real quick. I'm not keen to see that stream. What do you need? What do you need? May I can help? Sorry, that was a tough one to read. Okay. Worst hand job ever. Good night, everybody. Does anybody get that reference? I hope so. Ooh. I don't want volume surface. Okay, well this is the best hand in the world. Oh, did that sound even translate? Oh, the denoiser is getting rid of my clicks. Okay, let's pretend this is a hand. It's so bad. Okay, so here's kind of the deformation for this. I would like to know how to do this in Blender if anybody knew. Let me just give a little bit of shape to this. Whoop. Actually, could I take this? Oops. This one? Nope. This one? Come on. So close. Okay. Can I bevel? Oh, I think it worked. Oh, it did it kind of exactly what I wanted it to do. Look at Maya working for once. Actually, what happened there? How did that work? What? How did I get that? How did I do that? That's very confusing. Alright, sorry, I'm gonna target weld. That's so weird. Okay, well that gives me a little better. Okay, that was... I'm not a modeler. I can't model. Okay, so this hand... I need to give up on this hand and... Oh, man. And people are actually here watching this voluntarily. It's so stupid. So typically I have a much better arm than this. I should have just loaded in the arm. I have a rigged arm. I don't know. I should have loaded it in. Anyway, so here's basically, let's say I started out with something very low res like this. This is the resolution that I would actually start with when I do a hand. And there's a reason for that. So let's say we get a rig. Gonna go skeleton, create joints. Let's turn on projected center. So and let's get X-ray joints on. And and now 1, 2. I think I. One, two, three. 1, 2. Okay. Okay, I got it. Felt very stupid doing that. I think I'm going a bit overboard with this. I probably should get back to... Oh, I messed up the joint. I should probably get back to tracking points. Okay, there's that. And now I'm going to take the... I shouldn't have made this the root. Ah... I shouldn't have done it like that. Wait, I can take this, I think, and let's go... Reroute? Yes! Okay, rerouted the skeleton, so at the root joint is right at the wrist. I do this because if I object track the hand, I want to parent that wrist to the hand, and if I'm just doing the hand, I'm going to rough in the arm. So I want to be able to take the arm and I'll move it around like this, just so it doesn't look 100% stupid. Danasa, do you need a hand, Cal? Danasa, get out. Okay, so now I'm gonna take this, skin, fine skin. As my Maya dies now. Oh, the chat's kind of in the way or whatever. I'm gonna get rid of this window. Okay, so now we have a bound hand. Look at how bad the rotation axis is on this hand. I promise I do not typically rig like this. So we got our thumbs. How did I get this so off? That is so weird, but it's working. It's doing a decent job. Okay, so this is the hand I would have. And then I can take the arm and I can rotate it into place. But I would track a hand, and I want to get that hand in Maya. I would then come and I would take this wrist and I would parent it. So now you got a tracking hand. Magic. So I would then take and we would animate these fingers, and I would animate like this. But here's the thing, I'm not done with this. What I do so that I can work with higher resolution is I duplicate this, and let's actually do some organization. So I'm going to group, call this hand geo. Oh, I have caps lock on. Hand geo. and hand joints. Gonna group these, call it hand. What else was it gonna be? I probably should call it hand rig or something. I don't know. And now here's the thing. So I should name this too. Wait, I have two of these? Why do I have two of these? Oh, because I duplicated. Okay, be gone. Okay, so we have our joints, our geo, and now what I would do is I would set up this. I would duplicate this hand, and I would wrap it to the old hand. So deform, wrap deform. So now that hand. Also, I'm going to turn on wireframe unshaded. That hand and aliasing. So now that other hand follows perfectly. But here's what I would do. So here's something I want to do in Blender. I would kill if I could do this in Blender. So here's the thing. If I hit 3, so okay, wait. The idea with this hand right now is that once I've match moved this, these vertices here, if I took this point, I can animate this point. I can cluster it, and I can animate this point on top of having the hand rig drive the hand. So I've got this moving. So once you've rotomated a finger into place, you can go in and adjust these vertices. And there's not a lot of vertices. I try to keep the hand as low resolution as I possibly can have it. Because of this, so that I can go in and tweak very few points. So what I would do now is that the hand that I duplicated and wrapped, I can shift and I can subdivide it. So here's the thing. This is how Blender will do it. Blender will do an exponential smooth. So that's smooth right there. If I hide this, you can see we have this now. Love it. So yeah, we have this hand now. And look at the weighting on that finger. So this smooth, this is problematic because those points that I originally deformed right here, oops, I went into waiting mode. See, I need the mesh to perfectly fit with this mesh here. Not like this. So if I undo, I'm going to undo that smooth. So that's because it is an exponential smooth and the mesh will erode itself in. So now, but the kind of smooth I wanted to do is I wanted to take these points, I wanted to keep these original point positions, but have the smooth round outwards. So what I would do is I would go smooth, and in Maya we have linear. And I can come down here, turn up the push strength all the way up, hit smooth, and typically this looks way better. But because I modeled this hand so weird, you can see that the mesh is punching into itself. Typically that does not happen. I'll show you my actual rigged hand, like the actual one that I used for that shot in a moment here. But that point there, you could see that the original points are preserved. So when I move this, the smooth mesh interpolates in between. So what I would do is I would take this hand, put it on a layer, call it reference, so I don't touch it. Wait, what did I do? Oh, I took both of them in there. Oops. Delete, add, reference. Okay, now. So now I can take all these individual points and see I can do this. The in-between mesh will work as it should. And if I really, really needed to, once I've done animating the low res, I can go into this hand and now I can start to deform this hand. Maya history is very it lets me stack a bunch of stuff like this in a way that the modifiers don't quite allow. It seems. Not sure you could do this in Blender. As far as I was able to find, and from me trying to talk to people in the community, I have not figured out a way. I know you can't smooth like. Hold on, I'm gonna open Blender. Okay, I got Blender here. I'll toss it over on this screen in a second. Bam, Blender. Okay, so got our cube, and here's the thing. So if I come over to modifier, actually I could just hit Control 3 or something. So there, Control. Wait, does Control 0 bring it back? Yeah. So these points here with the normal subdivision in Blender, you've lost your corners, and you can actually see it here. You don't have that integrity. Oh no, I crashed Blender. No, I didn't. We cool. So, anyway. What am I pressing? Oh, okay, I got it now. You know, we need this to smooth outwards. So the thing is I can go Shift D. I'll go Control 0, get that off. Now, if I went into face select mode, face all, and I right click, smooth. Oh, subdivide. So if I subdivide, come over to this little box here, bring the cuts up. Blender has smooth right here. If I do this up, look what it does. This does exactly what I need it to do. This is a linear smooth. See, those original corners are preserved. I need that in a modifier. That would be amazing. But when you click anywhere, that goes away because Blender doesn't keep history. Blender has these procedural things that you have to set. You create anything in Blender, torus, and once you've clicked off the object, you've lost the options to add divisions and stuff. So that is that's one thing I need. But now the way that it stacks its history, it does not do a good job with you inserting what Blender would call clusters, hooks, and stuff. You can't just insert them live and then keep building on it and keep deforming it. Like, man, if Blender can do stuff like that, Blender has a solver in it where you can do a point track in Blender and then take that and you can have it drive a rig. But you're not very flexible with the rig. Last stream on this channel, what's going on? Hey, Matt G. So yeah, I'm doing, this is about the last stream on this channel because it is moving over to the Track VFX live channel because the main channel is kind of cluttered. So yeah, it's gonna be all on that channel here soon, and I'll keep posting. I'm gonna put an announcement video on the main channel too, saying, hey, here's what's up. No more on this channel. It's all on this channel. And Discord, you know, there's gonna be notifications in Discord for the stream still. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing. God, I love this so much. I love messing around with rigs. Nobody show mom. Oh, the thumb's broken. Oh, the thumb's very broken. The thumb's not even weighted. That's pretty bad. Anyway, there you go. I am a child. This looks like E.T. flipping you off. E.T. phone home. E.T. ain't going home after this. Again, I'm a child. I'm sorry. This is a family show. Okay, anyway. That's kind of roughly what the hand is. That's what I do for the match move. I'll show my... If anybody cares, I can show the actual rig that I used for, like, Walking Dead and stuff. Or I don't remember what I used it for. Somebody will have to let me know if they want to see that. Otherwise, I do have to continue tracking this at some point. That's what the stream is me tracking this. I went on a big detour. But yeah, if anybody wanted to see the actual hand, they'll have to let me know. Okay, let me put down a point. Just want to make sure that that Maya stuff wasn't like randomly like, I came here for SYNTHEYES. What is Maya doing here? Who invited Autodesk? There is that option in edit mode to prevent some edge from being smooth, but I don't think it's animatable. It's called grease in edit mode tab and button. What? Tell me more. There's an option in edit mode. Prevent some edges from being smoothed. So does that mean I need to have a modifier on it though? So like if I do a modifier, go into edit, and will I now select, like, let's say points? Oh, that's right, it doesn't cast. There we go. And would it be like, what's the Shift R? Shift E? Not what I wanted. Or at least I know that's not what you said. I will see the stream later to see if I can find more solution. Bad Konix for now? Somebody, I don't remember who it was. Somebody, I do have to post a video of my whole situation of what I want to do in Blender and post it to, I think, Matt Merck's Discord. I don't remember who on what Discord offered to help me out with this. But, yeah. Yes, do. Yeah, because I would love. I really want to switch my tracking pipeline into Blender for my personal projects, but I cannot justify it. As much as everybody loves Blender, I love Blender. It's just there's a lot of problems with it still that people don't address. Blender's come so far, man. I've been using it for 12 years. But yes, but use modifier subdivision. Oh, I don't think that does. Hold on, I can't remember how to. Oh, Shift E. There we go. Modifier subdivision. We're talking about like sharp or some of this stuff. Simple. I don't think simple did anything. Actually, what does simple do? I think Flip Normals even talked about this, and I don't think they like it either. Rendered. No. Man, I hate the choice of axis, and you can't even change the world axis. I wish you could do that. Bam. Let's go Cycles. Yeah, I want to see if Cycles messes with the stream. Could anybody tell me if I turn on Cycles, is it gonna screw me up? I'm gonna go. Oh wait. Cool. So this is fine. How's the sound? Cool. That was interesting to know. Hey, Kirkzock works? Kirkzock. I'm calling you Kirk. Oh man, I butchered that. I'm sorry. Alright, does this light come back? No, it doesn't. Cool. That was easy. Sound is broken too. Oh yeah, the sound would be... The sound I was kind of expecting to be bad, because that's using my RTX, my GPU, for AI denoising. If I were to do any rendering and stuff on stream, I would have to turn off my denoiser. I hope you guys don't hear my keyboard typing and just other noises around my apartment. Because that's the denoiser doing its job. Yo, yeah, yo. Nice. What's up? Let's see. Man, I don't want to do this whip pan. By the way, if anybody wanted to see anything that wasn't just me tracking, I'm down to show whatever. It's I don't know. I like taking little breaks from tracking if it's a shot like this. So if this is boring or you have something else tracking related or whatever else, feel free to ask. Circle, your voice freezing. Oh, Cycle equals voice freezing. Yeah, that's because my RTX, my denoiser, it uses my GPU to denoise. Oops. Oh, these lights are pretty easy. Let's see if these lights come back. Oh, it does. Oh, which light is that? Is it that one? Let's take a chance. Kirk, what RTX do I have? RTX 2070. It was affordable. I would love to be able to afford a new GPU. I want one of the newer ones, one of the better ones. I've been gaming a lot more on PC. I just recently got a new monitor for gaming because I've been gaming a whole lot more, mainly online stuff. I like very competitive play. Got a new monitor, and my computer was built for rendering at the time with Redshift. But now I want more power. And multiple GPUs. But money, I need more money. I'm starting a Patreon now. I'm gonna need a lot of donations. Actually, I'm gonna start an OnlyFans. You can all sign up for my OnlyFans. Also, I'm gonna sell bathwater. Bathwater, like what's her name? Match move lead bathwater. So stupid. You can almost taste the stress. Delphine, Belle Delphine, Bella, or it's Belle, or is it Dell? No, that's the computer. It's Belle. Belle sounds right. Belle Delphine. Bella Delphine. It's one anyway. It's Bell. It's Bell or something. Bam. Okay, let's see. Man, these points are easy. Why can't the rest of them be this easy? Man, I'd be down for some tracked water. Okay, you know, you say that. I know you meant the joke. I think you mean the joke. But I do have a stream planned soon where I'm going to actually match move the surface of water. I got some really cool stuff to show for that. That's something I was going to do a while ago, but at track we did a project and we thought it'd be best to hold off on a bit before we try to show anything off like that. But some time has passed and we'll see. I might show a very basic version of the water. I don't want to give that one fully away, like the extra tricks and things that we have for it. Just because that one's kind of new for us. But I will show a basic how to actually match move the surface of water and like the edges and get some perfect water lines. But yeah, water is going to be a cool one. And if that's not what you meant, Matt G, I will send you a bottle of Match Move Lead bathwater in due time. I think I remember which project you're talking about. Yeah. Okay. Remember the project? I don't think I've ever talked about the project. Maybe I talked about when I said I was going to do it. Yeah, it's for a commercial. I don't know if the commercial's aired yet. Kirk, cool. Matt G, that film the studio was gonna do but didn't end up doing, a film with a lot of water. It's out now. What movie's that? A lot of water. When I worked for hydraulics, we did Baywatch. That had a lot of water. I've match moved water once, actually multiple times. I match moved water for a couple shots in that movie. Man, I don't know what you're thinking of. But whatever it is that you're thinking of, Kirk cannot wait to see it. He or she cannot contain themselves. Should I DM you secretly? I'm not sure if you... Yeah, send me a message. I'm curious. Because I don't think I've talked about projects. Because if I talked about something, it is likely that we can disclose it. Ash K, most of the studio use 3D equalizer. Can you tell which is better? So different things. 3DE, beast with distortion. 3DE is very, very powerful. You get many more degrees of distortion that you can calculate. And you can calculate it on a farm. That's how intense the calculations get. But 3DE is shines its best when you have data to give it. 3DE, you really need LiDAR or set measurements or lens grids. A lot of very senior level 3DE artists that I've worked with and that we've hired at track at some point did not do very well with us because we do not get that kind of data all the time at track VFX, which tends to really make some 3DE users struggle. SYNTHEYES seems to have easier and faster tools to build out scenes, do fake survey, and it works well when you have survey. SYNTHEYES solves a whole lot faster. Its zoom lenses actually calculate at the same time. You don't calculate your focal separate from the shot. You calculate all that stuff together. It's just very, very fast to get a good solve out of SYNTHEYES. That being said, 3DE's distortion is amazing. I'm learning 3D. The survey, doing survey shot stuff is awesome. I love it way more in 3D. Lining up models, I think it's okay. I think it's okay in 3D. I like in SYNTHEYES, like there's a lot of really nifty, cool tools under the script tab that are easy to explore and to jump around and find out what every little option here does. There's a lot of things that this software can do. 3DE, you gotta download a lot of that stuff from their website, I believe, and find people's scripts that they've made online. Anyway, 3DE nails anamorphic. 3DE is kind of your standard because it can handle a lot of that stuff. SYNTHEYES is alright with anamorphic. It's not amazing with anamorphic. But yeah, SYNTHEYES is getting more powerful. It just has some things that I wish that they would fix in newer versions or just document better. I don't like the new solver stuff in new SYNTHEYES, in newer versions of SYNTHEYES like I'm in right now. This stuff to me does not have... I don't like the documentation, I don't understand it, and it uses terms that I don't find are explained within the manual. So you kind of have to play around with things and see what works, and there's so much variation in it that I just don't get it. Kirk, no, man. I can't wait to see your water tutorial. I'm excited to do a water tutorial. Also, Matt, did you message me? Oh, you did? Oh! Yeah, Matt, I could talk about that. Okay, Greyhound. This movie, I did at Hydraulics. Due to things, Hydraulics lost the movie because Hydraulics went out of business. This movie went to, I think, Scanline VFX. So all the tracking work that we also had a bit of a say on how the cameras weren't going to be shot in this movie. Long story short, it was a little funny. I don't want to talk about the whole situation there because I don't know how much I can talk about for that. But so I'll just say that yeah, we did a lot of work. We tracked all this stuff. Hydraulics went out of business, and we all lost our jobs suddenly. There's 50 artists got let go, and all of our tracking work on this, which there were some really tough shots, all got tossed out. Had to be redone by another studio, and this is their work. Like I've done these shots. It's so painful. Ashkay, thanks for sharing info, by the way. Your work is amazing. Always good to hear that it's helping people out. But yeah, if you enjoy tracking, yeah, I hope the tutorials continue to help. But no, that's good to hear. It's always good to hear. I like the feedback. Man, this movie, I watched the movie when it came out. It turned out, I think the VFX turned out pretty cool in a lot of the shots. There's a couple shots where the water doesn't look right. This YouTube compression is also making it look a whole lot worse. Like this, the YouTube compression has made that water look. This looks like wax. There is more detail. All the specular hits and everything looks really nice when you watch it on a proper display. Friend of mine did these guns. Of course, that had to be tossed out. We had scans of these guns. We had scans of the ships. Ooh, I think this shots like this were some of the first shots that we did. And based off of those shots, it's going to determine how the movie was kind of shot. So it was my boss, Jared, and I that were playing around with this and trying to really get something like this to work. Because this movie was shot with a drone flying, and the drone would actually make these up and down flight paths. So it would make it look like this boat, because these ships, I'm pretty sure they probably spiced a lot of the 3D ship into these. But they were shot on the real ships that are now museum pieces, and in California, I think, or something. So the drones, they would move and they would make these weird hill patterns in the sky. And then in the camera department, we had to track it, stabilize that camera path so that it looked like the ship rocked back and forth. That didn't work for most of the shots in the movie. It worked for shots where the boat was perfectly side angled to the camera. Everything else, it kind of, yeah, it wasn't very good. Anyway, I hope that was informative. Show us your older works. My Zoic stuff. Oh man, my Zoic stuff is. Hold on. Does anybody want to see my first tracking reel? My first professional tracking reel? Denos is bringing it up. I do gotta finish this shot, unless people want to see my first professional reel for my first job out of Zoic. I'm not good at piecing up reels. Certainly was not then. I'd like to think that I'm better now. Yes. Okay, well there's 2 yeses already. I'll load it up. 1 second. Let me find it. Okay. I don't know why I put a background in here. I was like, I didn't want a black screen, like just a blank space. I was like, okay, let's put this. And then I put it in, and I was like, okay, well now there's too much noisy detail. So I put this blurry bar in there just to separate that out, this out. Now it just looks stupid. Looks so stupid. Okay, here we go. This was one of my first couple of shots in the studio. Actually, no, it wasn't. This was a few weeks into it. Wait, let me go back real quick. This shot slides. I did not track this well. I don't think it was my fault because I was told put a flat plane. Roads are not flat. If somebody tells you to put a flat plane for a road and say, "Oh, that'll work," it's not going to work. Roads are not flat. All roads are curved. Heavy vehicles have made treads in the road. So yeah, my ice, look right there. It slides. You can see it sliding there. It slides over here. Anyway, I'm just going to let this play. I'll just let the whole thing play through. Ah, yes, the Elsa shot. Yes, the Elsa. This reel is so poor quality. I downloaded all this stuff off of like YouTube and whatever I can find. The compression is just so yuck. This shot was hard. That was one of the first hard shots that I had to do. If you want to, okay, not everybody will see it the same, but to me, when I see a shot like this here, there's not a lot of foreground to track. There's a background, If you can get a good camera move out of this, a long lens where there's not a lot of proper depth data, shots that look simple like that are kind of tough, and I kind of like artists like that. That shot was fun. I was proud of that one for some reason. This was the first time I tracked a hand. I blocked his hand there, but I put a point on there and made a crappy little hand, and then I discovered there was no effects to his hand. They just needed a point. So I screwed that up. Wasted time. Grandpappy. I had fun playing with his rig. The 100. I kind of hated that show. I didn't like it either. I liked the first episode and that was it. And then everything else was like super attractive, moody teenagers, and just being irrational for the whole show. Hey, a rope track in the hands. That was a tough one for me. This shot. This was the hardest shot I've ever done at the beginning of my career. This... Okay, there's no foreground to track here, and there was like really blurry, crappy markers. Sorry, I should have just let this play. So, and here he's moving, and all I had to track was this little thing, whatever this teardrop thing is. The galaxy hat? Oh, the galaxy hat was cool. I want to go back to that. Oh, I went too far. Oh, the hat was back here. This is one of the first times I had a deforming rig. This galaxy hat's kind of cool. This is Mickey Mouse's wizard hat. Okay, sorry. This shot, hardest shot again. Look at all the moving ropes, the moving set piece, and his body's moving, his hand's moving. Here there's no set, and there's Hook there. He's moving, and I had to find a way to smooth it and make it work super well, and that was tough. These shots here, with the nose and the fire, these are the shots where it was the first time that I proved to Zoic that I was like, hey, I can actually do stuff, and they started giving me really tough shots after I did the Pinocchio face. Because it was rippling fire, distorting head. After that, I got these shots. This shot here. This is the first shot where I was like, I panicked. They gave me the shot. They didn't know what to do. They didn't know how they were going to handle this. I didn't know. Nobody knew. Because they wanted this magic ink pouring down on Cruella. So that's the first time where I was like, okay, I'm going to model this. I modeled out her cloak. I modeled out every detail I could. Before I even knew what Rotomation was, actually. I didn't know what Rotomation was at this point. So I modeled it all out manually, used cluster deformers, and did it all by hand, and that's where I learned how to do my smoothing tricks. And yeah, so I did her whole, and they covered it up with smoke. You can't see it. This is where I learned to do all that stuff. Oh, look at that. In the chat, I can buy followers. Great. Can I block that from Restream? No, I can't. I'd have to do that on Twitch. Okay, anyway, I'll let that play. And I think the last shot here, arrow. I camera tracked this one. Somebody did a rotomation for him. Cool. That was that. And my actual current reel there. Anyway, I hope that was interesting. I probably should have just let it play through rather than pause it every second and talk. Sorry about that. I always get frustrated when I watch other people do that. I like my newer reel more. It's not even meant to be like a proper get a job reel. I made it when I was waiting for Track VFX to start. Milo, nice job. Thank you so much. But yeah, I do have yet to make a proper, like, hey, give me a job reel. Like, just showing the literal, here's the hardest thing I've ever done, put it up front. Because my other reel was just me showing off to family and friends back home. Because I knew I already had a job. So it's the other reel. Like, it looks better. I think I made the other reel look pretty cool. Actually, hold up. I gotta stop this sound. Because copyright. I tried to do retiming stuff on this just to make it look a little cool. This shot was hard. Okay, I didn't show much. There's more shots like this. This shot here, all smoke, and the two things that you can track are moving. So all these spores are what was added to the shot, and the guns had the flashlights on them, so the guns were tracked, and the cameras tracked for the spores in the air. This is Stranger Things. Really challenging stuff and cool showreel. Thank you. So this was like a hand animated camera. This shot was cool. I like these shots. This shot, multiple people worked on. I did a lot of points. I also solved a portion of a section. I actually don't know if my solve was used. I did some of his head, Zach's head. I did this beginning shot, I think. I had to take it over from someone. Because this is a stunt double with Zach's face plastered on. And there's going to be a person that's going to pass in front, and it turns into real Zac Efron. Whoosh, real Zac Efron. He got thinner. And right now there's a go-kart guy here in a green screen or something. Little go-kart that's pulling the motorbike on it, like, yeah, because he's not driving the bike right now. He's getting pulled. And whoosh, now he's the stunt double again. And jump. One of the other guys did this, spliced up this sequence, did a really good job. I kind of feel bad having that shot on my reel. I did work on it, but I don't know if I should have. I didn't do all the work for it, or most of the work for it. This shot was hard. This was another shot that I was pretty proud of. So I'm going to shrink that shot for now. This shot, one of the first time I've point tracked multiple points and then triangulated a mesh and attached the mesh to the vertices. This is the first time I did that because we put goosebumps on them. This was the Super Bowl shot. This was the first shot, I think, that people saw of Stranger Things. Oh, right, Ryuk. Oh, here's the 3D stuff I was talking about. This is the stereo. Is Jamal still here? I think it was Jamal talking about stereo, right? This is the stereo shots that we did, and we had the claws and working in real depth. Another stereo shot. That was tough. That shot was annoying. Those shots were fun. The flamethrowers were fun. This shot was pretty hard. Each light is tracked because they had to light the spores. And all the compression. And then the camera pushed through. That one looked really bad. It was hard to see. First time I did a hand. First time I did a full-on hand. And I tracked the knife. The knife is an object track that I did a rotomation of the hand rough. And then I don't know how to make a deforming mesh work in SYNTHEYES. Somebody was trying to help me in Discord. But I took frames of the hand at different positions, and then that knife, when I solved it, I made sure it tracked in distance to the hand. So the spiders can crawl on the knife and crawl off the knife and onto the hand. So that's the first time that I was able to figure out how to deform stuff with such detail, was that shot there. How do you even track stereo? Just track one side of the sequence or do it twice? Yeah, you can, when you load in a shot, there's an option where you can load in a right or a left eye, so you'd click that, and then it's like, oh, grab your other sequence, and now you can load up your plate side by side. You track one point, and then you can track the same point on the other plate. And when you solve, you're in stereo mode, and so the cameras will sync up. And when you export to Maya or Blender or whatever, you get two cameras and two shots. This shot was kind of tough. Had to track weird water surface and hand animate that. Jamal's still here. This shot was tough. I wish they let me put more work into that one for a certain reason. My boss went and like, I showed my boss my reel, and he looked at this text. He was like, his first thing was, your text doesn't track. I was like, screw you. I didn't intend to make that look like it tracked. It came out that way by accident. Now it looks like I put in a bad tracking shot. Oh crap. Oh, I was gonna say for the Will shot. This shot here for Will, as the camera comes out of his mouth. That stereo stuff is done in SYNTHEYES? Yep. Yeah, you can do stereo in SYNTHEYES and 3DE and whatever else. Yeah, this shot here. This was hard because it was a hand animated camera going into his mouth that had to blend into a tracked camera. And you could see this big shadow under his lip. His lip is right here, and there's this big shadow right here. You could see the line here. That bugs me because I asked if they wanted me to deform this, and not my boss or anything, but other supervisors, and they were like, "No, we don't need you. We don't need you to animate the mouth or anything." But now they rendered it, and the shadow from my mesh that I sculpted of his mouth on one frame, you have this giant shadow stuck on his chin, and it bugs me. They just left it in the render. Like they should have just let me deform the mesh. Nobody would notice it. Obviously, nobody cared. Nobody ever noticed it, and nobody would even know what they were looking at if they called that out. Anyway, that's that reel. Once again, I hope that was informative. By the way, if anybody wants to show me stuff and are comfortable seeing it on the stream, you can send me something on Discord real quick. That's if anybody has anything. I'd like to see some people's tracking, or honestly any work. I don't care. I don't care what it is. What's a couple more points I could put here? If I can get like 5 points on something here, get this solving before. That was a weird sentence. I can't speak English. And look at how crisp this motion blur is. So easy to tell where the center is. Also, I guess I should make this a little bigger again. There we go. Oh, I don't even remember what I'm tracking here. Oh, crap. There we go. Where's that music? There we go. Just some, so it's not dead space. I hope that music's playing. I can't hear it. I don't have headphones in. And I've turned my monitors down so that the background music doesn't play through the mic. I really need one of those audio, I don't remember what it's called. Was it XLR or something? I don't know. I need a thing where I can control all the inputs and get a proper mic. I need a mic stand. I need a lot of stuff, but I need money. Okay, does that come back? Oh, I think that's it. Is that it? Oh, that's totally it. I hope. That was intense motion blur, man. Why didn't I continue tracking these? I'm not going to track as soon as it comes up because the blurry tree is warping the light. So I just waited a couple frames until it was a bit more out from behind the tree. Here it's doing it too. That's not too bad. Solve. Turn the world size down. No, not down. Scene settings, tracker size. Good. Oh yeah, that's right. This was doing the 1,000mm 1,000mm focal length. That's wrong. Okay, so I think I might leave it here. I think the tracking, I don't think I'm going to solve all the way to the bottom. I'm going to stitch my object here, kind of build out the balcony here where there's enough points. Enough points to pull a solve. I'm just going to say that. Put that up front. It passes through here, and the geometry here should keep working. I'd probably model out the set here, maybe. Wait, one... I don't know where I would start modeling this. I think it would have to be here. Okay, oh, there's the corner. Here's where this balcony attaches, right there. It might be right here where I try to model stuff. I would do lines on this set, build out geometry for this, and I would project points from here, the front, and then I would have my wall geo following the wall, and it should work because perspective things. Yeah, so I think I'm going to start solving this maybe tomorrow. I got a message Walnut Brain who provided this footage because I'd imagine he'd like to see this. But tracking, I don't know how much more I'll do on this. I kind of want to see if I could leave it here and tell those points where they need to be. You do want to track more on this. If you were tracking this, careful of details like this. This is a fake corner because it's the intersection between this eaves trough, whatever, is drainage. These corners are scary, but look, there's 1 corner, 2 corner, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 with a shadow. Tracking the light itself, which it looks like I started. I don't know why I stopped it. You got a corner here with a shadow. You could track this light, obviously. I I can take this point, offset it over, and get the corner of this eaves trough, or gutter, or whatever. Wait, I don't remember what other people call it. I shouldn't have said gutter. The tree, I should get another point in the tree. But yeah, that's the idea of how many trackers you could put. I would also take this point, offset over to this corner. A lot of these highlights, these are kind of scary because I believe it's a spiraling metal bar. So these highlights, the more the camera orbits around or moves, those highlights are technically going to move either slowly up or slowly down. Technically, these lights move a little bit. But I would track them anyway. Yeah, so I think I'm done. I think I'm done with this. Unless somebody has any weird lingering questions about SYNTHEYES. Yeah, let me have it. There. Art. Modern art. Oh my god. What have I done? What? Why? Weird. Anyway. Milo, how would you align the scene of that track? So when I'm lining up this scene, that's what I was just saying too, is that... So, solving this won't be easy because you could see SYNTHEYES already can't figure it out. Exactly, it thinks it's 1,000 millimeters. Way wrong. I'd imagine this might be closer to an 80 mil lens. 50 or 80 mil lens. Probably closer to 80 or 100 mil. Probably 80. I'm gonna pretend 80. So I want to find the perspective on one frame, and I see perspective lines on the set here, or on the balcony, and perspective lines on the house. I would likely go to lens, add line, try to go on Y, on X, parallel X. Is there any more Y? There's a Y line here. Let's get rid of this lens grid. Try to get more Y lines. And now get some Z lines, parallel to Z. So I would take some lines like this and calculate, and that didn't give me a focal length. I think I can change to known. Yes, copy. And SYNTHEYES focal length now? No, it didn't. I find SYNTHEYES pretty inconsistent with what it says, how it says the alignment, how it will affect the focal length. Sometimes they're like, oh, put a certain amount of lines and it won't affect the lens, or it will affect the lens. Sometimes they'll be like 75 mil. That's impressive if you can tell 5 millimeters off. Unless 75 mil is a prime. I don't know if that's a prime. It very well could be, because prime lenses are pretty common, and you can figure out a prime lens pretty well. But man, if that was like a zoom lens or something, guessing that 5 mil off from an 80 is so tight. Like I've seen a lot of 80 primes. Anyway, let me see. Oh, let's go at frame. So how can I get this to... I think I need another X line. Use place button can align the camera with help of photogrammetry textured. Yes, absolutely. Just like that shot that you did, Jamal. Yeah, if you... Ideally, you should just walk around with the camera, take a couple photos of this house, and then do a survey solve. So you can get all the point positions of the corners, of the railing, of the eaves trough, of the corners of the house, the shingles or whatever. Even the tree, maybe. You should do a survey shot for a shot like this. 100%. Use plate, yeah, but yeah, like 3D equalizer. I like lining up meshes and SYNTHEYES a whole lot more than 3D. But 3D's pin method is pretty cool because you can live slide the focal length and your model will adjust to the focal length. That is amazing. But yeah, you're right. Let me try to cheat this real quick. So I got one more X. Let me get one more Y. Because I think SYNTHEYES wants more lines to calculate a focal length, but I've seen it affect the focal length without a certain amount of lines. It also says if you don't have an initial solve, it will calculate a focal length, which I've proved wrong. Okay, so let's see if I can kill this. Wait, what? Cameras, objects, and refined mode are not reset. Oh, let's go automatic. Get rid of that. Okay, so I can't get this to change from 1000 mil. So that's going to take some guesswork. I'm going to have to guess that focal length. It's likely going to be around 75, 80, maybe. We'll see. And my geometry, I will have to adjust it by hand and figure out if the perspective works. And then start to drop points. Yeah. So that's kind of the plan. Alright, I have nothing else. I didn't expect to go on that much longer. But once again, if anybody had some lingering question, now's the time. Because I'm going to jump off. Actually, I got a question. This time right now, this is... No way. It's 4:30 a.m.? I thought it was 1 a.m. I was just gonna say, is this time good for some people in their time zone? I was like, I might stream more at this time. I thought it was 1. It's 4:30 a.m. I'm not gonna stream at this time. Milo, last one. To solve the scene, you add even more trackers. Yeah, you want more trackers in this. I don't like putting a whole lot of work into trackers on streams. And I'll be honest, I also don't populate the most trackers that I should at work as well. And like, we know it. I need to get better at that, but nowadays I don't track a whole lot at work. Other people in lower positions or junior positions track for me and give me the points. Sometimes, most of the time. Sometimes I still track. But yeah, you would try to get more points than this. You should try to get as many points as you can, especially for a shot like this where you don't have enough data. Like, track all these highlights if you can, even if your trackers look bunched up, that's a good thing. Both lights, corner shadows, multiple corner shadows here on this roof. Corners here. There's a couple corners here in the shadows. Couple 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, even a 7th corner. And you got the shadows here going, and a corner for each part of the wall sidings. Yeah, also there's a couple branches up here, very faint, but you could track that. tree has some detail, but this is really hard because there's a lens flare, and it looks like there's enough definition in that bokeh blur that you probably could keep a consistent tracker manually, but that's really tough. But yeah, absolutely, more trackers, a lot more trackers. Yes, here 14 p.m. Oh, it was 2 o'clock, 2 p.m. Sorry, I'm used to I'm not used to analog. No, sorry, I'm used to analog time. I think analog is where you say because the clock comes around and it's 1 p.m. the p.m. a.m. time. Yeah, 14. Anyway, I know what that is. I'm just not used to hearing p.m. or a.m. after a 24-hour time. 1 p.m. there. Wow, that's where, man. Yeah, that's tough for me. I will not be streaming at this time. But if streamed at like your 12 or something, it will be EU evening, so pretty nice. Yeah, I've done that a few times. I started that because of Hugo's Discord. Where's Hugo? Hugo has me on his Discord to get a shout out. And I think most of his Discord group here are in the EU. So there are a few times I've streamed at this time. All right, I'm about. Wait, did I respond to stuff here? Oh, okay. Oh, the Milo. This is pretty good. I gotta talk to Matt Merck when he asked about the collaboration thing. I'm curious what he meant about that, because I wouldn't mind trying to collaborate with some people on a project. Okay. Anyway, I gotta go. I'm gonna go now, and I see a couple people join just as I'm about to close this off, so that's unfortunate. I'm very tired. It is 4:30 a.m. here, and I wanted to get up and go out with my camera, shoot photos and some more video. I got some cool clips that I might dish out for people to work on, like practice on if they wanted some shots. Sooner or later, I might have to show off a bunch of footage on a stream just to show people like stuff that I can send them. I lost a bunch of footage, but I have a bunch of new footage now that I can give people. But yeah, all right. So I'm gonna go. Thank you for watching. Sorry for the couple of people who just jumped in. All right. Enjoy. Good morning. See you sleep time first. All right. Bye. I can't find